In this video, we are going to cover how to create the final printed label or print restricted label. Ultimately, it is the label that will be sent to SupplyChain for graphic label creation. So what I have here on the screen is a regulatory action that has been approved with an approved label. So we're going to begin there. We're going to begin opening the label that was most recently approved. And then from here, we are going to create a copy of this master label. So we're doing that because we want to completely begin over the versioning cycle, because this is now a different classification of label and basically a brand new document. So we're going to begin here and make a copy. I'm going to change the naming to FPL PRL, but the rest of the information should remain the same. You can see that most of the information. So once this saves, I need to also reclassify the label as a print restricted label. So I will go back into that document and reclassify as print restricted label. And you can say OK. And then save. So from this point, we are ready to begin making any edits that need to be made to the label. So this may include changing out the name, the alternate brand name. It may include updating storage and disposal, removing bracket information, adding print restrictions that have been put in place if that is in place, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to do that by checking out the document. And again, this is in production. You can simply click on the edit in Word and check it out that way. But because I don't have that feature in the sandbox, I have to open it through a download. I'm going to use the name Natalie's Wonder Product 2.0 as the name for this label. And then I'm also going to remove the date that's at the end and add AB1 and right align it. So now that all my print restrictions are in place and the date is shown as a PRL or FPL, I can now close this label and check it back in. I'm going to make a comment to say which alternate brand name, and then attach my document here. So this document that I have open is showing no markups. If I would like to see the markups, I can simply do the word rendition setting and view all markups, which you can see here. So from this point, you can send the label directly to release, or you can send it to review. So if you feel someone else on your team, including the state registration manager, may need to review the label, you can do that by sending it to review. If not, you can start the direct release process. Okay, so now our document is released, and I want to also be sure that I link this label back to my master label. So I'm going to open that master label back up and add this PRL FPL to that document. You can do that by going to document files, relationships, PRL, add, and then search for that document. One other thing to consider is to place your PRL or final printed label instructions here in this section so that they are documented for the next label, so you don't have to go back and look for them in your notes. We could also think about making this a text box instead of an attachment if that's something you're interested in. just keep that open as an option. So now we're ready to send the label to SupplyChain. Oops, I'm going to send it to myself so that we can see what it does, and start. So a notification will be sent and a task is also created for SupplyChain. So this should show up also on my homepage. This would show up on the homepage for the SupplyChain. Continue, and then they would be taken to this label. Next, what will happen is the SupplyChain manager will upload the state registered label here, and then send the label, that label that they uploaded, to review for the FRM.